You're right. I'm back for another update. This time, just a few Blu-rays. First up, and this is a bit of a disappointment because I was really looking forward to this Vincent Cassel film, A Day Will Come. I got this from France, and it was advertised it was going to have English subtitles, but now apparently I've learned in the past few days it doesn't have any. I'm really disappointed. I really like the cover of this as well. It looks fantastic. When it will be released over here, I don't know when it'll be released here, but when it is going to be called Redheads as well, and that's such a shit name as well. The name's so much better. Basically Cassel and the other actor, presuming Olivier Barthélemy, two redheads that want to embrace being a redhead, and they go off on a sort of just a trip of debauchery to Ireland. Really looking forward to this one. It's a real shame, man. I love the cover of that as well. No, real shame. It hasn't got English subs. Up next is Boogie Nights. Paul Thomas Anderson. Really great film. I really love it. It's a real. If you want to get a nice companion piece with it, get Wonderland. If you haven't seen it as well, it's a great film. I love Alfred Molina turning up in this as well. I'm sure you all know the scene I'm on about. That's just an awesome film. Up next, another film I was really looking forward to. Machete. For the first hour and a half, I was just thoroughly entertained. This was like 10 out of 10. Great. I mean, Danny Trejo, just amazing. Seagal's great in this as well, and I'm a big fan of Seagal. Robert De Niro does an alright job, but you know, it's great seeing Tom Savini turning up, Cheech Marine, Don Johnson, Jeff Fahey. Those last two in particular are really great. It has such a great beginning. It was so kick-ass, but then it comes to the ending, and it was such a fucking anticlimax. It was unbelievable. I cannot believe Robert Rodriguez thought the ending could have possibly thought it was badass, because it just wasn't. It was real shitty. And it was such a shame, and it was like almost they did so much greatness within the hour and a half, and they just didn't know what to do at the ending. It should have been Machete by himself, with no army or anyone with him, and it should have been him just causing chaos by himself, one-man army. That's what should have been happened, not the bullshit they did. It really disappointed me, man, because it was 10 out of 10, but the last kind of 10 minutes just kind of really kind of dragged it down. It was a real shame, man. The next film, however, is, for me, one of the films of 2011 so far. It's an Australian film starring Ryan Quanten, called Red Hill. Absolutely amazing film. Quanten, Shane Cooper. He's just like a small, he's just a town cop who basically has to move to the country because his wife's pregnant. His wife's already suffered a miscarriage once, and he wants this pregnancy to go well. So basically takes her out to the country. So he becomes a small town cop in Red Hill, and he's already expecting peace and quiet. But what happens is a convict escapes and comes home to wreak a whirlwind of just torment on the townspeople, led by played by Tommy Lewis. You might know Tommy Lewis from Proposition, but you probably would know him, particularly Australians, if they've seen Chant of Jimmy Blacksmith, which is another amazing film. There he is there, and he will become a new cult icon figure in film. His character in this is such a badass, I can't even put into words. He begins to just take out the townspeople in just a whirlwind of destruction. It's an awesome little film. Even get a nice little side story of a puma living out in the hills of Australia. Some kind of legend of two pumas breaking away from the circus in 1880 and breeding up there. That's a nice little side story. It has nothing really to do. I think it's just a little story to break off of some of just the relentless violence Real nice twist in it as well. You know, is Tommy Lucy's character just a psychopath, or does he actually have a reasoning behind his madness? It's a fantastic film. Thoroughly recommend it. Everyone should pick this up. Great action revenge film. Fantastic cinematography as well. Really great film. You know, it's one to get. And that's the end of the Blu-ray update, and I'll probably be updating with another DVD update shortly. And cheers for watching, cheers for subbing.